Hi all, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to start a new course called Java Concurrency in the completely new way. So there are a lot of videos are presented in Java Concurrency, but I feel that there is something lacking in explaining the concepts. I'll basically show you the way I'm basically teach you and how many total videos I'm going to share in this overall course. This is the course structure will be look like. So first video is on creation of a thread, explaining between extends thread versus runnable, and also talk about like comparison between threads and runnable, when to use when, and what is the pros and cons of each one. And the second video is basically on thread lifecycle. Here I basically explain everything on like what are the various life cycles of thread, what will happen when we perform each operation on threads, and also how the state will be changed when we basically change the thread methods. And also I'll explain the one of the important problem called producer consumer problem, and also how can we basically design a best problem, and how can we solve the problem. And also some of the topics I'll basically cover about like wait and notify in thread communication. You will get to know how threads communicate with the help of wait and notify. And the fourth video is basically on like how to create a deadlock and how to prevent a deadlock, and also what exactly starvation, and what will happen if our program went into starvation. How can we come out from that? Like how can we avoid all the race conditions? Like so, I basically talk about everything in detail, like through locking. So how can we mitigate that one? And the fifth one is basically on like threat safety, like between like shared versus immutable resources. So how can we put the extra care when we basically are sharing the resource between the threads? Like so, what all things we need to consider like between immutable resources versus plus shared resources. And finally, the sixth one is basically Java logs. Here I'll very in depth to talk about like what is basically read write logs, reentrant logs, and semaphores, and many things. And also finally, I've also explained synchronized blocks inside like method level synchronization, like block level synchronization. What is the difference, and what is the performance of that one, and how to basically keep the synchronized for the shared resource. These all things basically I'll explain in this video. And in the eighth course, basically I'll explain atomic versus volatile, mostly about like memory visibility problem, how what is the difference between volatile and atomic variables, and how what is the advantages of each one and disadvantages of each one. How can we solve through atomic, how can we do that an operation in an atomic way so that it is always a thread safe like. And in the ninth video, I'll basically explain about thread pools. This is one of the important concept basically in thread pools. Basically, we'll talk more in like in ninth video. And also in Java concurrent collections, there are n number of alternatives to the thread safe data structures. For example, we have hash map. We have a concurrent hash map in Java collection framework. We have an array list. We have copy on write array list. I will talk in depth of each basically every data, the most two important data structures called concurrent hash map and copy on write array list. We can implement our own concurrent hash map, our own copy on write array list, like in the 10th and 11th videos. In the 12th video, we'll basically cover about like important concepts of Java concurrency called futures and callables, and how to create a thread, and we'll basically expect the response to be the latter, like in a future, how these futures callables, and also difference between the callable and runnable, when to get the data or when to fire and forget, like. So these all things will be covered in this 12th video. And finally, the most important thing is basically executor service. Java concurrency comes with an executor framework. In the executor service is a kind of a lifecycle management of a thread. How to basically submit a task, and when to basically shut down a service, or all the methods basically like execute and submit everything in detail in programmatically. And in the 14th one video, we'll discuss about advanced concepts like fork, join, pull, and also the principles of like basically work stealing, recursive task splitting, um, also basically implementing recursive actions and tasks. So these all things will be covered in fork join pool. And in the 15th video, final video, basically discuss about like countdown latch. This is one of the important concept in Java concurrency. Um, yeah, and also we'll see some of the comparisons between like cyclic barrier and semaphore. And yeah, for every video we have the practical examples, and pros and cons. Why we considering that? Why we not considering this one? So I hope these 15 videos will give you the complete picture on like Java concurrency. Um, I'll also show you the basically code structure, how they look like. I'll basically publish everything in the GitHub. So this is how 15 packages will be there. So in the next video, I basically start with basically creation of thread. Likewise, we have around 15 videos will be covered throughout this course. So what you are waiting for? So please like and subscribe to my Java concurrency in a new way series, where I'll basically upload every 3 days a new video. You'll get the new video. If you would like to cover some more new concepts, so please share those concepts in the description. I'll try to cover in the follow-up videos. And also once we cover everything, right? So we have a series of Java interview questions specific to concurrency. So I'll basically do a series of videos on those as well. So please like, share, and subscribe. We'll soon meet with the first video called how to create a thread. Thank you.